Hello, everyone. How are you today? This is June Leindecker, and I am a independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Antonio, Texas. I'm so happy to be here with you today. And let's see, here we go. I can click all the right buttons. I've got a couple of things planned for you today. They are two just kind of 3D items. With these tags, I just feel like that's the easiest thing for everybody to coordinate with. We can make cards, but it's that season of gifting, and so why not show you some other ideas on gifting. Hi, Wanda. Thanks for joining. It's so great to see you here. And hopefully, we'll have some other folks popping in. And but I want to put us down to the table, talk through a couple of things before we get going. So let's see here. Here we go. So we have some projects that we've already made, but I do want to quickly talk about it's watercolor in bloom. I did not do a great job printing, but this is the next paper pumpkin. And if you haven't already made your subscription, you will not want to miss. And I don't know if you've seen or not, but there is now what Stampin' Up! Is calling Product of the Month. And when you spend $75 in product, you can get the product of the month for $5. And the product of the month looks like it will coordinate with this really, really nicely. So I'm very excited to get my hands on the product of the month. So I'm already filling my cart so that I can get the $5 item, because it is exclusive and it will not be eligible any other way. So that's pretty exciting. But these colors look so gorgeous, and I can't wait to find out what they mean by customizable sentiments. So I'm really, really curious about that. So that is 3 days. You got 3 days to get your subscription set up. And there's also currently a Cyber Monday offer, which you can get a prepaid subscription for Paper Pumpkin really at a really great price. But be sure to pay attention to all the details, because if you already have a prepaid subscription, or if you're already subscribed, okay, and you do another prepaid subscription, you will then get 2 or 3 or however many subscriptions you may have. You may want that many, which is fine. That is great. I just want to make sure that you pay attention, because you may need to pause your current month-to-month subscription for the prepaid subscription. So just really pay attention to those details as you are making the selections, but it's a pretty darn good savings, actually. So you might want to take a look at it. And let's take a look at our projects that we have made so far. So I have already been gift giving and gave away my boxes that I made. And so I have one here just to show you that this was the original intended plan for the kit. You got 8 boxes and enough pieces to create 8 coordinating tags. All right. And then if you're not familiar with Paper Pumpkin, you always get a full color instruction paper inside every kit. So then the first, when we did our unboxing, we made this little card here. And using the tags, you know, as you can see, I didn't really change anything. I have the same like card. It's just a card base that I attached the tag to. So we did that the first night. And then last week we made this really cute, simple card. And I have been bringing in Traditions of Christmas DSP. And there is information in the description of this video if you want to know more about Traditions of Christmas paper. But this is one of the cards that we made last week, and then we made this really fun fold card, and it's a double Z fold. And if you missed that, you can certainly catch the replay in the Paper Pumpkin group. You will be able to catch the replay for at least a couple more weeks, because you know, Book of Faces, they just down after 30 days. And on YouTube, you won't be able to watch it forever. And so you'll be able to see this gorgeous Z-fold card that we made, and I just love that so much. So if you missed any of that, you'll be able to catch the replay. I hope that if you are watching that you'll like and maybe leave me a comment or an emoji and stuff like that. It just helps YouTube know that people are interested. And we are going to jump in. So our first thing, I want to do kind of the easy one first. And this is whoops, I'm dropping things. I think I dropped things last week. Let's see if I can get all my things back, because it was a lot of little pieces. All right. So this is an oldie but a goodie, in my opinion. And so this is what we're going to make. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these pouches before. I think you can make this a lot of different sizes, but I love the size of this one. And I have some hot cocoa in here, and this is a very much a little bit of a peppermint theme going on here. So it's candy cane hot cocoa with some Ghirardelli peppermint bark candies inside. And we're going to make this little pouch. And what I love about this pouch is there is no adhesive, no scoring, no nothing. We're just going to make it up. And then we made a really, really cute tag to go with it. And anyway, I don't know if you can see that very well, but we got some of the die cuts from the kit in this tag, and then I have some of the die cuts from the Traditions of Christmas, which is, I think, Christmas Greenery is the name of that. So yeah, the Christmas Greenery. So we're using some of the dies from that bundle on this one. Okay, so we are going to just set this aside for now. And I'm going to move my little pieces off to the side. Okay. Now, I do want to say, even though I've made this before, what prompted me this time is I had seen a little short from the Pampered Stamper. And anyway, she kind of got me thinking about it again. And so here we are. But let's go ahead. So I'm using this piece of DSP, which is from the Traditions of Christmas DSP. And we're going to cut a piece to 9 by 9 inches. Okay. And just make sure I have things correct here. And so we're going to just trim this off and put that aside. And then we're going to turn and we are going to cut it again at 9 inches. Okay. And this just makes a really good size little pouch. And you're gonna be amazed at how easy this goes together if you've ever made one before. Wanda, I bet 100% that you have made this before. So I want this beautiful paper to be on the inside, I think, of mine, whereas on this one I had the really beautiful paper on the outside. So I thought we would change that up just a tad. Or am I changing my mind? I think I'm changing my mind. I think I want it on the outside. I think that looks really pretty. And because I have chosen this tag and the inside is this, it's just going to run together. So I'm going to use the floral on the outside. So this is how you make this little pouch. We're going to just take this and put it together. Make like a little triangle, so corner to corner. And I'm going really slow because it's hard for me to see everything from while I'm in the camera. Okay. And so I just want to make sure I'm straight. Okay. So, and then we are going to basically take this and bring it over. And as you can see, I don't have it straight. Let's see if I can straighten it out. Let's see, that might be better. Okay. That might be a little better, but this is still not perfect here. And I don't want that showing. So now we're going to do a little doctoring because that's just the easiest thing to do. So I'm just trimming off that little edge right there, just so I don't see it. All right. And now there we go. Now you don't see it. Okay, so I am just taking this corner and, you know, we're just eyeballing it, okay, because we want to be able to fold this and have it meet up on the other side. So I believe I just want to come up just a tad there. Yeah. So about right there is where I want to go. All right, and then I'm just going to bring this one over. Again, it's going to go right to that edge like that. So it's kind of like a little diaper fold. You got the paper last week. That's so nice. Oh my goodness. Did it go out and that's why you couldn't get it? Oh my goodness. Pat made it. I knew you had. Ah. Oh, you watched the same short. I love it. I love it. All right. So then you just kind of fold this down like this. And that is the pouch. How stinking simple is that, right? And so now you can just take all these goodies out and move them over here and just see how easy this is to kind of put together. And I just think this is so, so fantastic, just like that. But the magic is in the tag, right? So the magic is in the tag. And so we're going to put our tag together. And I have a few little things here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to grab one of these. This one. I'm going to change that up just a tad. All right, and then I need the bow. Where is my bow? I thought I had grabbed one. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I knew I had grabbed extra stuff. So I have my bow. I have this. What else did I have? I think that's everything now. All right. So we are going to make this gorgeous tag. If I can get my paper straightened out. I did not do a good job, I guess, tacking it down because it's all wonky. All right. So we have this tag. And I don't know if you realized, but the tag has two different sides. I know. It's been sold out 3 times. You're exactly right. Well, I'm glad you finally got it because it's absolutely gorgeous. And so pretty. All right, so we're going to use the cherry cobbler side of this tag, okay? And I have a piece of that pine needle that is a die cut, and I use some other DSP for this, and I can't think of the name of it at the moment. I don't have it handy, but it has some gold foiling. It's Mossy Meadow, cherry cobbler, and basic beige with gold foiling kind of splashed over it. And so I just love how this looks for our pine needle. So we're going to use that. And to be honest, like I have this one here that I had like an extra piece of paper and I just used. We could probably use that, but I have this one and we're going to use this one. So all I did here was I just came in and kind of trimmed this off because I don't want the stem poking out the bottom. And this part's going to get hidden. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of show you how we're going to layer this up. Okay, and I really want you to be able to see. So let's just see if I can get you a little closer to it. So there. Or is it this one? Nope, that's not it. There. There we go. And what does this do? Huh. All right, so I think we're good now. You can see it better. There we go. So we're going to lay that down. Okay. And we are going to use the wreath from the kit. So I have both of these here. And we're going to put this one down. We're going to use some dimensionals to put that one down. Okay. And then we are going to like stick our flowers in here so that the bow is towards the bottom whenever we lay this down on top of here. And so that is how we're going to get that kind of layered up look. Okay. And then where the bow is, we're going to stick this bow on top. Now, I want to do a little coloring on this because we haven't done that, and I think it's so fun. And I have the Mossy Meadow here, and I used this earlier and I think it's going to be okay, but I used this with garden greens, so I'm going to just try and wear this off just a bit before I start sticking it into the Mossy Meadow. There we go. I think that will be good. All right, so we're going to use this, and let me just, yeah, we're good. All right, so we're going to color our ribbon here with the Mossy Meadow. And if you haven't tried this yet, I think this is going to be a nice little add to it. And I'm just trying to be gentle a little bit so that I don't get too much ink on my fingers. But I'm going to lift it up in a moment so that you can see. Now I'm just kind of tapping because I have some places where it's lighter or whatever. All right, so that's how that looks, and I want to show it to you. So I don't know if you can see that it has a little bit of a shine to it, but the paper that this ribbon is on, it's similar to a watercolor paper, but it has a little bit of a shine to it. And so I like that when we color it, it even brings that shine out even more. And so I'm going to close that, and then we're going to get some of our Wink of Stella out. And I'm doing this now so it can dry a bit, okay? And so I just want to, I'm going to color it. I'm just going to make it even more shiny, okay? And so you can see that the ink on there is not fully dry, but that it gets into my Wink of Stella. And but that's all out of there now. So now you can see it's really shiny, right? So we're gonna just set it aside while we put our tag together, and hopefully by then it will be dry. So I'm just gonna move it aside for now. I do want to do a tiny little bit of stamping, and I have the tag here. So let me grab the foam mat, and I ended up trimming this down, and so I just want to do the with love on here. I just think that's really, in my mind, all it needs. Oh, which side? My goodness. And so we're just going to do the with love right here, because I don't need this full tag for what we're doing. And so we're going to do this, and then I'm going to trim it off. So I'm going to leave space here to tuck it in. So we're just going to trim that off. All right. And so that is that. All right. So now let's start to put our tag together. And the other thing that I brought in is this beautiful red ribbon. And this is real red. And it is called Shiny Ribbon. And it's very shiny. So we're going to use that as well. Okay. So let's start with our tag, and we're going to just add a little bit of glue on the back of this little pine needle. And I don't need a lot. I just want it to tack down. So we're just going to put a little bit on there, and then we're going to just tack that down. Okay. Then we're going to take our little wreath, and we're going to add some dimensionals to the back of here. So I'm going to just cut my dimensionals in half because I don't like them to stick out. And they probably will get hidden. I just don't know exactly. And so I figure it's just easier to cut them in half. All right. So I just am going to get at least one more on here, right here. Okay. All right. So then I'm going to add this to our tag. So get rid of the little dimensional covers. All right. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you joining. I hope you'll leave me a note and let me know that you are here so I know who is visiting. All right. So we are going to now add this right on top of that little sprig. And you know it, I get the dimensional right in the spot I don't want it. So let me just rearrange this just a tad so that they're all on the page. There we go. And so we have our little basic beige wreath showing there at the top. Now, like I said, I am using the die cut from the DSP, okay? And I love it because it has the pink flowers, just like the paper and the red, okay? So that is fantastic. And I am going to take this and I'm going to stick this right inside the wreath there, all right? And on this one, we are also going to use some dimensionals. But here, I don't have to worry as much because I have something to hide them. All right, so I don't have to worry about whether or not they are going to be shown. I can kind of tack it down with the flowers that are behind there. Okay. And I don't think I need any more on there. So just getting that down good. Take off our dimensional covers like that. So as you can see, I have my flowers going through the wreath. All right. And now we're going to add this to our tag. Now I am sort of leaning it. So I'm kind of turning it so the bow is in the corner at the bottom left. And so now I'm just going to add this right on top of here. So you get all those different layers on there. Okay. All the different layers. Okay. And, we don't have to worry about mail because we're not mailing this, right? So let's see if this is getting dry. Oh, I think it might be dry. Still very shiny. Maybe just a tad. We're not quite there. All right, so we have our, oh, beautiful. Under the mistletoe. I remember that. So we're going to add our little tag right here, but let's put our bow on first. So I'm just flipping this over and I'm going to use a little dimensional to just add it to our tag. And I'm literally right where the bow met. Okay. So you do see the hint of the bow behind there, but it's pretty much covering it up. And look at that. Doesn't that look so pretty? Like the white bow is pretty too, but I love this on here. And I think we'll add one of these gems right in the center of our bow, just to even give it more pizzazz. So there we go. Love it. All right. So now we're going to bring in our With Love and we're just going to tuck it in right here. Go just like that. All right, so that's how our tag will end up. All right, and so then to add it to our little pouch, we're going to, oh, see, I did the same. It would have, I don't know if it was better to have the dots on the outside or the floral, but I like it. And we're going to use the red ribbon right here. So I'm just going to get some ribbon off of my spool. I'm getting about 18 inches or 16 inches, I should say, just because I want to have room. You probably can make a bow with less, but I don't want to have to fight it. So I'm not worried about the possibility of waste, okay? Because I just don't want to have to fight it. All right, so we're going to have our little bow on here and I'm going to leave a kind of a longer tail because I can. And so we'll just trim this off up here. like that. And I once again am without my glue dots, so I'm using my tear and tape that I have here. Works just as good. And I am just adding it to the back of here. Just like I would a glue dot. And I am going to add this right where the hole is, because I'm going to tack our little beautiful tag. I'm going to tack it down with some dimensionals. So I'm just going to add a couple dimensionals on the back of here and then put it down. All right. Now, if I wanted to have a place to write a message, I could tuck a little note in the back of here, okay? Or I could do a piece for the back of here, like I could do a circle punch or whatever and write a little message on it and tack it on there. But look how beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? I just think these are so beautiful and perfect for these tags. Look how different they look. They're almost identical. I hope you like that idea. Okay. And let me know if you like that idea. I think it's a good one. So really, really fun and different. An oldie but a goodie, right? All right, the next thing I have for you today is a box. And this one is it's a little bigger than the box that comes with the kit. So this box, you can put like, I think you could put a pair of socks inside this box. And so we're going to do it together, okay? And I have all the measurements and everything right here to help keep me on track and honest. This is dry bananas. So let me see if I can get this tacked down, because it's going to drive me bananas. All right, so there, maybe that'll hold it a little better. There. We'll see. All right, so this is what the box, when we get it cut and scored, this is what it kind of looks like, okay? But I have the cardstock already cut. We're going to score it together, okay? And this cardstock is cut at 7 inches by 10 3/4, okay? And so we are going to score our box. Let's see if I can get it where I can see it. All right, so on the short side, we are going to score at 1.5 inch. And I got this lovely idea from my sweet friend Deborah Harrison at Simply Sweet Ink. Such a cute box. I love it. All right, so we're going to score the short side at 1.5 inches and at 5.5 inches. Okay. Let's see here. All right, so then we're going to turn it the long way, and we're going to score at 3 3/4 right here. And then at 5 1/4. So it is about 1.5 inches deep. All right, 1.5 inches deep. And then we're going to score at 9 inches. Okay. So it's a rather good size box. All right. And then we are going to trim off pieces. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is trim off these corners right here. And then this one as well. Okay. All right. So we got that done. All right. Then we're going to cut little miter, like, I don't know, miter divots, I guess, maybe. Just very little bit of a V cut there, right? And this just helps things to fold in easier, cleaner, no bulk in the corners and things like that. So that's what this does. All right, and then you're going to flip it over. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. This box is so deep, I need to take 2 cuts. This is when a larger pair of scissors would come in handy. So if you have a larger pair of scissors, you might want to use that. All right, so we got our little divots cut out. All right, and now we are going to put our box together. So I'm gonna move that one out of the way. All right, and I'll put this back here. Hopefully, let me see if I can move it down so you can see it. There we go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and burnish our score lines. All right, and I'm just going to do all these, make them nice and crisp. Okay, I got that one. Now we're going to do this one. And then we're going to do this one. And we're doing them, we're folding them all in. Okay, they're all going in. All right, so before we put our box together, let's put on our decorative paper, okay? And this, these pieces are going to go like this. So this one's going to go right here, okay? And this piece is 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. Okay, so if your item, the paper you're using is directional, you want to keep that in mind to make sure that the width of it is 3 3/4 and the depth of it is 3 1/2. I'm now questioning. Yeah, that's right. Okay, and so that's going to go right on here like so. And again, I could put the pretty side up, but I really want that dot showing. I want this to be a little bit monochromatic, okay? And can't wait to show you what I think fits in here. So cool. And you know, as a crafter, and you know, we always have friends that are crafters too, right? I love what I can get in here because it makes a nice little gift to a fellow crafter. All right, so the next thing we're gonna glue down here is a piece of DSP for the flap, and this one is 3 3/4 across the width, and then 1 1/2 inch deep. Okay, and that's going to go on the flap right here. All right, so let's just get that glued down. And I just think it makes this box like so rich looking because of all the reds, you know, all the red in it. Okay. And so you have that DSP, so gorgeous with that DSP with the dots. Okay. All right. So to put our box together, we are going to be coming together like this right here, okay? And then it's gonna kind of like pinch in at the top, and this is gonna fold over the top, okay? Like so. And there's our little box. Is that the cutest or what? So let's go ahead and put it together. All right. So we are going to go ahead and I'm not sure. I want to go ahead. I do want to put a little glue on these little flaps because I don't want to have to be dealing with them. So I don't want them to be getting in the way. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue those down. And it'll give, having that glue on there, which I do prefer to use liquid glue for boxes because I think it holds firmer. It also provides some stability. So this then is going to come up and over, okay? And you want these to go to the back, okay, so that the edge is to the back and you have a nice clean fold on the front. All right, so I'm just going to put some glue on here and make sure I get it good on that one edge of there, and I'll just put a little there, and then we're going to bring these together just like that. Very nice. Okay, then we'll do the same on this side. And there. Such a nice box. Love the size of it. Oops. Oops. Nice. All right. So then, like I said, this kind of pinches over for the close of it. Like that. Okay. And what I think fits so nice in here is you could put like a roll of ribbon inside of here so easily for our little gift. I just love it. I love it. All right, so now we're going to use some of this beautiful ribbon again, okay? And just want to get this kind of nicely folding properly for us. And we are going to use this gorgeous ribbon again for our box, okay? And I just want to get enough out here so that we can have that taken care of. So I probably have more than I need, but let me tell you how much I took. All right, so I have 16 plus, so 26, 7, 8. I have 29 inches just to keep you knowing what I got, okay? All right, so, and this is going to go around like this, all right? And we're going to put a tag on here, and that is what's going to keep it all tidy. All right, so where are my pieces for my tag? Here they are. All right, so I have some twine, and we're going to use this beautiful floral piece. Again, it's just a different design, okay? And I have this sprig from the kit that we're going to use on here. And then again, I have this. So, but I'm hoping this one I want to put Merry Christmas on. Okay. So we're going to do that. Where is my foam mat? What did I do with my foam mat? Oh, here it is. It's hiding from me. So let's go ahead and ink this up. Our Merry Christmas. All right. And there. So we have our Merry Christmas. And then we are going to, okay. So our tag is going to go kind of across like this, okay? And, or I guess we could put it this way. So our tag is going to go like that a bit. All right. And we're going to have our flowers coming across like that. And we're going to have our sentiment going here. And I don't know if I'll use the bow on this one or not. I may leave it off. Wonder if I could change this positioning so I could have my sentiment. Okay. All right. We are going to get started here. I didn't really plan this, so give me a minute to think about my direction here. So I do want it like that. All right, so it's going to go like that. All right, I got it. So I'm going to glue this one down, okay? And I'm just doing a little bit of glue on the back there just to tack it down, okay? And I'm just, what I'm doing is making sure that my little sprig doesn't necessarily, not that it's going to matter, but I'm trying to get it to cover up the hole there, okay? So as you can see now, I don't see the hole, all right? And then we are going to be adding this, but we're going to add it with some dimensionals. But before we put that down, I want to use some of the linen thread to do a kind of a floppy bow on, so that's going to sit behind it, okay? And so I want a kind of a large floppy bow, and maybe I can do 3 because I've got a lot of linen thread here. That's good. All right, that looks good. So let's see what we can do. It's not very even, but I need to scoop myself down. There we go. I think that's better. Oh, I think that's good. I can trim these. So keep that. Oh, these are not my ribbon scissors. I took the scissors with me to a fun thing the other night, and I haven't brought them back in my room. All right, so we are going to put this on here. And I'm going to get some of my little Terran tape here to use as my glue dot. Roll this up. And we're going to place that right there. Okay? Because that's about where our bow is going to go. And that's what I want. Just like that. Okay? You see what I've got going there? So fun. So fun. All right. So now I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of here. And I'm going to put one right there. It'll be right above. So that's going to be right above the bow. And I'll put two right here. And I think that's all I really need on here to get this tack down. Okay. So this is going to go like that. All right. So that's what we end up with there. All right. And then our sentiment is going to go right in here like that. And we're going to put that on with a couple of dimensionals like so. And then I want to add some berries to this on here. Berries, these little gems. I keep calling them berries. So let's, I like adding it right there on that bow like that. So we're going to do that. And, oh, come on. And then let's put one up here. And then we're going to add one right up here behind this little tag, hiding just a little bit. There we go. All right. So this is going to go on to our little box. And it's going to keep our ribbon in place in a sense. Okay. So we're going to be adding it just like that. All right. But I think lower because I don't want it to interfere with this. So let's just make sure. I guess that lid could tuck down. That lid can tuck down a little bit. I think that's going to work great. All right, I think I got it. I think I got it. All right, so let's go ahead and close our box with the bow. Oh, wrong direction. So that's how the box will close. And we have our bow. Probably would like that to be more at the top of the box, like that. So I'm just adjusting a bit. There we go. There we go. So look like that, okay? And then this is going to go right on here. And I want it to go as down as far as it can, because then just one little side of the lid will have to like tuck in once it's opened, okay? So we're going to add some dimensionals, and I'm going to grab some bigger ones, only because we don't need to use little ones on this. So I'm going to put them on each side of here. And just for good measure, I'm going to add 2 on each side. Okay. So that is going to go like that. And we're going to then add our our tag. So like I said, I am putting it all the way to the bottom on this corner. And so there is our little box. Isn't that so cute? Oh, I love it. I love it. And so now, if I want, I can open this up and my ribbon is tacked down inside there, right? And to open this, it just flips out from behind there. But I can easily, you know, close it back up by just slipping it down behind there. I say easily, but it might be a little trickier than I thought. There you go. And then you would be able to just tie this back up. Now, what I might do just for ease is I might put a little bit of adhesive on the back of here and just have it tuck down a bit. Let's see, is that where I want it? Might just put a little bit of adhesive down here. There we go. At the bottom of the box, just so that it stays tucked in. I got my glue coming off. All right, so I'm just wanting to get it even. That's all. There we go. All right, so now that's kind of adhered right there and it won't go in out of the way, and I can easily bring things back together to tie my bow up here, right? And so easy peasy. I may have shortened my leash if I didn't get it in the exact right spot as before. Let's see. Oh, nice. Very nice. So there we have it. What do you think about that box? I just think it is so cool. And I do think you could probably fit a pair of socks in there. Maybe not some big fluffy ones, but some smaller ones. It definitely will hold a roll of ribbon. You know, one that is not bigger than probably 5/8 of an inch, but it will hold a roll of ribbon. All right, so what do? We have those gorgeous pouches that I showed you and this little box. So very fun. That's what we have for today. And look at that. We finally done on time. So thank you so much for joining me today. Oh, you did make it. Oh, awesome. I'm so glad. I love it. I love it when you craft along. So those are fun. I really like the paper with this kit. Just gives you a little bit more expansion for whatever you want to create. And all right, so I do not think that I will have a I don't think I'm going to have the kit for December yet next week. So we may be creating with this kit again, or I may have to postpone until we get the kit, because with the holiday getting close, we have lots of things going on with the grandkids. And so I hope that if I do have to cancel it, it would be because we're going to see our grandkids, which is so fun for us. And but they are traveling for the holidays, and so we want to make sure that we get our holiday in with them. And so that might be happening next weekend. But I have really enjoyed creating with this kit for you, and I hope you like the things that we have made. We also have the beautiful cards that we brought in earlier, and you have, of course, the boxes with the tags and the fun fold. So really lots of fun things this month. Um, and but if there's time, I'll be back next week. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend and the week ahead. I know it's getting crazy with the holidays, so take time to enjoy the moments with your family. And I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.